Dr. Evil. I didn't spend 6 years in evil medical school to become Mr. Thank you very much.
Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
Good afternoon and good evening. This is Dr. Bones Live, and today is an interview I'm very excited for. I have on the show today the rock legend himself, Joe Burt. Welcome to the show.
Dr. Bones, Dr. I'm grooving away here to that intro. Hello and good afternoon.
How are you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm very excited to have you on.
Thank you. Well, it's a pleasure, absolute pleasure.
So first off, Joe, first question I have is relating to your new album, Indestructible, which came out the first of this month.
That's right, yeah.
Now, the name of the album, was that in relation just to the time and effort you've put into the music business, kind of like showing that, you've kind of been through everything and you're still here and you're still rocking it out?
That's pretty much it. And I think especially the work that went into this particular album, because, getting going again, it's a tough situation. So, and I think probably also within some of the lyrics and stuff, there's a lot of sort of hope and looking forward to the future and love songs and that kind of thing. So yeah, Indestructible, and it also seemed to fit with everybody around me. The producer and the guys in the band and everything. So yeah, absolutely.
Now, with this album in particular, like you mentioned, you have a lot of different people featured on this album. Now, before they were featured on the songs, was this, in a sense, premeditated? Did you have an idea of what you wanted to do while you were writing the songs? Or did you think about it afterwards saying, you know what, this song would sound really good if we had this person on to join me, or if we did this to make it different?
Well, this was the real joy with working with Chris Kimsey, my producer. It was very organic. Right from the word go, when he didn't want to listen to any demos, he sat me in the now defunct but once famous Olympic Studios and with an acoustic guitar, and set up the microphones and recorded my my demo songs really from acoustic guitar and as they were, and pretty much stripped them back, and we discussed then how he felt that the songs would best be produced with a view to my voice, etc., etc. And
right.
One of the things he insisted upon was recording live in the studio. So we had to have the right people for the feel of the songs, and I was happy for him to bring in some of the guys that he wanted within the, and also, some of the guys in the band were playing too. In fact, all of them played, but we did bring in Paul Beavis and Andy Fairweather-Lowe. Paul Beavis has got the most incredible feel playing drums, and it was true. Chris has a great ear and a great feel for the low end and the rhythm of everything we were doing, and so he liked. We had two different drummers in the end, but based around the band. In fact, Paul has been playing with me since. So yeah, it was that was the way it worked out, and certainly, as I say, it was an organic process where but at the same time, it was quite organised because he spent about 3 weeks in pre-production with us because we were playing it live in the studio. We had to know that we had to have the right people that could do that, you know, because there's I've got some heavyweights in the band, and even so, it was quite hard work because, you know, I'm playing guitar and singing live, and I'm actually a bass player, you know, so
right.
I was slightly out of my depth with that, but he was very encouraging, and well, you know, the results I'm really pleased with.
Well, it just even the arrangement of songs. I mean, it flows so well, and they literally, without even listening to the song itself, they kind of, by title alone, they kind of pick up where the other one left off. So very well arranged as well, which I really appreciated.
Thank you. Sorry. I have the loudest cat in the world. I thought I managed to get rid of him, but he's back in here. He'll settle it down. I don't get the chance to listen to the album that often. I think that's often the case. You know, you spend a lot of time writing and recording, and then waiting for the thing to be released. And of course, time moves on. And I did actually listen. I was traveling the other day, and I listened to the entire album. And I must admit, I was again really pleased at the end. It does. I think it flows very well from one song into the other, and the production, as I say, blows me away. You know, you never know we were live in the studio.
Yeah. Well, it's always a nice feeling. And based on that, the next question I have for you, it's gonna kind of flow into another one. But the first one is if you had to classify yourself, at least this album of music, like, how would you classify it?
Well, I hadn't really figured it out before, but it has. I mean, I'm you know, from the rock tradition, and it was always going to have a rock feel to it, but it has some quite strong country elements to it. I guess with the strange keyboard, some of the funny keyboards we've got in there, but also the 12-string mandolin and Andy Fairweather-Low playing 12-string stuff. So it has that sort of, to me, I mean, I'd like, you know, the Beatles are always, you know, are a great bar to try and reach, and I like the fact that their albums varied in their songs, and so I would think somewhere between, you know, it has a sort of a Floydian Beatles-esque with a country twist. It's got that sort of feel to it for me. I actually have a term that I coined called Anglicana,
okay,
as opposed to Americana, you know.
Right.
So is that a good answer?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I thought you were going to embellish a little bit more, so that's why I paused there for a second.
You know, it does vary. I mean, I think, you know, the treatment of Paranoid in that sort of slightly trippy vibe is also one that I like, and applies much more heavier when we're playing live, I guess, because you've got more space to kind of expand on those kind of those sounds. But there are all those elements in it, I think, as well as the sort of slight madness near the end, with the mess, you know, which is literally, you know, it is a mess.
Well, we will get to Paranoid in a second, but actually, we are going to play, the first one we're going to play here in just a moment here is, talk about it for a second. You recently did a blog interview with at Forgotten Bee.
Yes.
And it was very interesting to say the least. And the one thing I want to know about is because her choir is on your song that we're going to get to in a minute, Sab Kuchmalega. Now, how did you guys come up with the idea? Because it just sounds fantastic.
I know, it does, doesn't it? Well, I'd spoken to Chris Kimsey, the producer, about this, and we tried to work out how we were going to do it, because originally we thought we might get a bunch of my famous friends on, you know, but of course they're all out all over the world, and also just from a point of view of the vibe, I just felt once Bryony was introduced to me through Nikki Atkins, who is Martin the keyboard's wife, and she sings in this choir in Bruton, you know, which is a little town down in Somerset. Okay. Which is where my studio had recently been finished. I've been trying to put a working studio together somewhere, and we'd done the post-production down there with Chris Kimsey, and he remarked on the sound of the room. He just couldn't believe that by sheer accident we got such a great sounding room. So I suggested to him that maybe we might try. He's going to be on the next album. All right?
Yeah.
I asked him if we could just try, and I said to him, look, I can get this choir. We can get them all in the studio at the same time. And my recording engineer down there was a good guy. So it's live, folks. It's live. So we recorded it down there, and of course with the modern technology and everything, you can. And so I took it back to him, and we put it up in the studio back in London. It just sounded fantastic, and he was really happy with it. So that's how that came about. And of course, it's just nice to have because the choir was all ages from 12 up to 40, 50, I guess.
Oh wow! So
it's a lovely range of sounds and stuff, and it does exactly what I wanted it to do. Which is, it's the choir coming over the mountains, basically.
Right. No, it sounded really good, and actually it was because of Bryony that I got introduced to you. So without further ado, let's give her a quick shout out and get into one of the songs off your album Indestructible. This is Joe Burr with Sab Kuch Malega. Dig this.
We do what's right. We do what's just, we tread this path from dust to dust. In all the things we do and all the words we say. For those who can, forgive us must. We've worked so hard to gain their trust, and this become our mantra every day. I still believe if we make it right now, there's enough love in the world to go around. I still believe if we make it right now, there's enough love in the world to go around. Now every morning has its sun, the photosynthesis begun. The oxygen of life is ours for free. The darkness guarantees the night, Mother Nature sleeps so tight, Sister Moon will hypnotize the sea. I still believe if we make it right now, there's enough love in the world to go around. I still believe if we make it right now, there's enough love in the world to go around. Right now, there's enough love in the world to go around. I still believe if we make it right now, there's enough love in the world to go around. For people living everywhere, we have the power of love to make or break. To build a better world to live. 'Cause in the end, the love you give